Hi guys, welcome back to So I Have Tea, where we talk and spill tea on some of the juiciest stories on Reddit. If you're new here, grab a cup of tea, cozy up, and tag along. So today we are actually going to talk about shitty neighbors. I'm sure you have them too. I've experienced some shitty neighbors throughout my life. And to chat with me about shitty neighbors, I have a returning guest, Mr. Shashan Dias. Hi Shashan.
How's it going? What's happening?
So, tell me, have you had any experience with shitty neighbors?
I think I'm the worst person to bring to the hot seat today
Okay.
because I really haven't had a lot of shitty neighbors.
But
Maybe, but I know a lot of people who have,
exactly.
and I'm living at a friend's house these days because
Yeah.
so currently my house is under renovation.
Okay.
So I'm living out at a friend's place, and he has a lot of shitty neighbors. So I
Exactly.
have some good stories.
What do you think entails as a shitty neighbor?
I mean, the same thing that entails shitty people in general. They want to make a fuss about everything. They're always complaining. They,
Very selfish.
Very selfish. It's generally people that like to create drama.
I agree.
Whether they're neighbors, whether they're friends, whether they're whoever they are, anyone that
Agreed.
likes to bring a lot of drama is usually shitty.
Okay, so we'll dive right into the first story. This reads parking issues. Hello world, I have a neighbor who refuses to park in his driveway and parks on the street in front of our house. He has one pickup truck and one motorcycle, whereas we have 4 vehicles. We have 2 families, both married in our house, and he is single and lives alone. The street parking is public, so it's completely legal for him to park in the street instead of his driveway. But it makes it extremely inconvenient for all of us since when he does, we have to park far down the road. Recently, he has been parking his motorcycle close enough to our mailbox so that the post office cannot deliver our mail. We have tried talking to him as respectfully as possible to no avail. I'm looking for advice on what to do or devious ways to make his life inconvenient. Thanks all.
Put a nail in his tire.
I
He
think
won't do it again.
I think he's gonna have to put a lot of nails every day. Okay, so honestly, like I get it, right? Like legally, it's right, but
Yeah, but he's
it's
being
just
a bit of
very irritating,
Exactly.
and he's just being nasty. So, for example, I used to have this neighbor. Well, at my parents' house, it's an open area, as in we have the roller gate, but outside there is a bit of an open area, and I kid you not, everybody started using it as their own personal parking space. And it got so bad that my parents had to put another gate in front of their roller gate. So they have 2 automated gates now because people just wouldn't stop. And I think I don't understand why people feel so entitled to other people's land and other people's, space. Because this is technically encroaching on your space.
I mean, it's like this. So now, in this particular instance, because they do have a number of vehicles and they are getting
Yeah.
inconvenienced, it's probably a bad thing.
For sure.
But, sometimes now, okay, I have an experience
Yeah.
where, so the place I'm living at right now,
Okay.
they have a massive garage
Okay.
because it's a housing complex.
Right.
Okay. And so my friend has a car, a couple of other neighbors have cars. And so my friend's uncle
Yeah.
is the one who owns the complex.
Right.
Right. So now, like I said, they have a big garage.
Yeah.
Okay. No one parks in that garage
Yeah.
because only the tenants of that complex
Of
can
course.
park.
Yeah. Understood.
Makes sense. But this is his nephew.
Yeah.
There are no other vehicles.
Yeah.
And guess what the uncle does? He doesn't let him park in the garage.
As he
Bro, it's empty.
No, but also listen.
Come on.
But also I get it, right? Because he's doing it out of respect for his tenants, and I can appreciate
But
it.
see, okay, fine. If his tenants did have vehicles that they parked in it, fine.
So he
Then
does
you
not-
take it out.
He doesn't have any.
No, it's empty.
So the tenants also don't have vehicles.
Tenants don't
See-
have vehicles.
see,
The only
okay.
tenant that does have a vehicle is a motorcycle.
Right.
So you can park the motorcycle and a
Okay.
car.
Okay, I think this is kind of the same thing like in this story where it's like public versus personal space, because I mean this tenant has every right to park it in the public area, but also like out of courtesy you wouldn't. So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Public versus personal space?
I think in my friend's case, he should get to park inside the garage. At least until one of the tenants gets a car and then can park
See,
it
that's
inside.
that's my thing too. In your situation, I do agree. Like because they do not have any vehicles, maybe that is something that
Exactly.
they can really like look
Exactly.
into. Again,
It's about not creating drama, you know.
I agree.
There's
Just
nothing wrong with
making it easier for everybody, you know. Why are you sending
I sent it there.
listen, if this thing by okay,
Where is it? It's
I killed it. Oh. Sorry guys, there
just
was an ad.
committed murder live.
Whoops. I mean, this is sometimes how I feel when my neighbors used to park in front of my house and I
You
could
wanna
go
kill
in.
them?
Especially like, you imagine like I'm.
If one of your neighbors ends up dying, now we know who to blame.
Whoops, this is just not trying hard enough. For us, these people would come, they would park their vehicles and go about their merry way. So we had to come, honk, honk, honk,
Yeah,
honk.
that is. I understand that.
And
That's
this
annoying.
is literally blocking a part of my parents' land. I mean, so it's
That
very
makes sense.
irritating.
That's
And
pretty terrible.
I don't know, sometimes people are really genuinely inconsiderate of other people's everything
That is true.
and
That is
encroach
true.
on everything that does not belong to them.
Yeah, what you said is correct. You know, people are very entitled these days.
For sure, for sure. How do you think I mean, of course, you said now nail, but how would you not let people, encroach on your space?
I mean, I asked to do the nail thing because if I'd speak to him a couple of times,
Yeah.
and obviously if he didn't move out, I mean, the easiest thing to do is just plug a nail in it. You plug about 3-4 nails in their tires, they'll stop parking there.
So, I mean, listen,
Sorry to my neighbors.
if your tires are
Get
always,
patched.
yeah,
You know who to
always
blame.
having issues,
No, but the thing is, I've never had a problem like
Yeah.
that. I've always had the experience that if you go and speak to someone nicely enough, they'll listen. And
Yeah.
usually, if they don't, you
but
know.
also, like, a lot of them don't really listen to it or take it well because,
Yeah.
but it is what it is here, especially in, I guess, in Sri Lanka. There's a lot of egos clashing.
Yeah, bro, like if you watch the news and all, a lot of these land issues are crazy, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's just for like a couple of centimeters of land, and it's nuts.
Like you said, it is for a couple of centimeters of land. What big difference is it going to make? And the way the things are going on right now, most of these people, like, their kids don't even live here.
Yeah.
And like, they're never gonna live here. So what are you fighting for? What is it that you're fighting for? I mean, but it sucks.
I have another story.
Tell
So,
us.
there's actually something that happened to us. So, my dad's best friend
Yeah.
lives opposite us.
Okay.
Right, opposite in the sense they live behind us,
Okay.
rather. So, now we have the wall, obviously, and on their side of the wall, they had a tree, like a
Okay.
bit of a jumper type tree.
Right.
And now the problem is, from that tree, a lot of rat snakes would come into our house.
Okay.
Because the snake can climb the
Climb
tree
tree.
and then it
Yeah.
come. Now this started becoming a problem because we found like 6 or 7 rat snakes at different points that we had to then, kill and all of that. So my dad, it's his best friend,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, I would think when I tell my best
Yeah.
friend something, they'd probably listen.
Yeah.
Especially it's about a tree, So we told him to cut it off.
Yeah.
And he just kept making a big fuss about it. He just, said, no, I can't cut it. It's my land and so on. And then the next door neighbors also started getting
Yeah,
involved.
yeah.
And they were like, you know what? No, we are not going to let you cut it. Whatever. So my dad, what he did is he got 2 guys
Yeah.
in the dead of the night, went and cut the whole thing off. Like from the root, he uprooted it. Right? So, yeah, I guess they are not best friends anymore. We
I mean, I would assume so.
We haven't seen each other. Like, we live opposite, right? And we haven't seen each other in close to about 6-7 years. But,
So, I mean, like, if you guys want to remain best friends with your best friend who lives close to you,
don't uproot their trees.
Don't uproot their tree. That is actually kind of insane, but also like mad props to your dad. He was like,
It was like, you know what? I don't care. No, because it was a problem. It was a
No, I get
genuine
it.
problem.
I get it.
Right? And we kept telling it to him. We were like, no need to uproot the tree, but just
Yeah.
cut off the branches in such a way that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
won't come. But he just didn't listen.
I think that's
So-
also the problem. Like, people really don't understand how things in their life inconvenience other people and refuse to take that into account. Because at the end of the day, especially with your neighbors, like, these are the first people that you run to if there's an issue or like if there's an emergency at home or whatever. I'm so grateful I have some lovely neighbors. But also, like, again, your neighbors also form part of your support system, especially like in times of an emergency, because they're the ones who are like easily accessible to you. So wow, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
That's a good story, isn't it?
So, but if you think like fighting over parking is bad, this is kind of not kind of, this is absurd. I don't know how I would react to this. How would you respond to your neighbors going through your mail? For context, I'm from New York and I moved to the South last year. I have been very off put by my southern neighbors and their behavior. I won't go through the past year of their transgressions, but this morning I had my tipping point. Got a text from my neighbor saying, I promise I'm not being creepy, just saw you had a package and wanted to check if it was mine. I run a business from home and get many deliveries a week, which they know because they're nosy and watch me. Now I have a gate and a drop box behind my gate for the packages to be dropped in. So this woman reached beyond the gate to the drop box to check my package to see if it was her Amazon package because hers said delivered and she couldn't find it. When I responded saying never to do that again and it made me uncomfortable, she responded, my bad, I was on the way home from work and saw your package, so I wanted to check. She works nights, so which is it? You were home and saw it wasn't delivered, or you were on your way home from work and wanted to snoop. Maybe I'm reacting too strongly, but they've pissed me off so many times already with other instances that I don't even talk to them anymore and haven't in months. So this seems inappropriate. I know opening someone's mail is a federal crime, but not sure about going through a mail drop box. It's just like you didn't text and ask first for a reason. Ugh. Sorry for the rant, I'm new here.
That's a bit weird, no? Like reaching
A
into
bit?
someone.
A bit. Like, I would be so uncomfortable because that's such a massive invasion of my privacy. Like, I could have been ordering, like, medicine or, like, I don't know, dildos. Who knows? Right? Like, who the hell knows what, like you don't look through other people's mails. It's just such a private thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that they went through it is absurd. I feel like in Sri Lanka, the chance of that happening is quite
That
less.
I agree. And I also know in Sri Lanka, of course.
Definitely not in Colombo. Maybe when you go into like the...
But I've also heard, I mean, of a few instances where people now obviously order a lot through like places like Shein or Temu or like get things delivered, and the delivery people don't necessarily leave your packages in Sri Lanka unless they can give it to your hand. Like they don't put it into your mailbox or whatever. I mean, I guess it also depends like on what you're receiving. But even mail, like even things like bills or like whatever the hell it is, it's such a private thing. I genuinely don't understand like how you could do that. That's so creepy. That's like peeking over the wall to look at
Well,
what you're doing.
people in general are very inquisitive.
That I
And,
agree.
yeah.
But like, where does it end?
Obviously, now this is an absurd scenario.
Yeah.
And we would never do it.
I think also it doesn't really, like in a Sri Lankan context, the chances of this happening is a lot lower.
In Colombo, if
Yeah.
you go into the more rural areas, I think it can because, now Colombo, we have high walls.
Yeah.
There's no chance to come into
That's
someone
true.
else's house
Yeah,
and check their
yeah,
mail.
yeah.
But, if you don't have a big wall, if you have
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
call the stick fences or wooden fences
Yeah.
or whatever, then it's a lot easier. And they're anyway very snoopy. They're very snoopy,
That's
very inquisitive.
Very true. That's
I
very
mean,
true.
you would probably know, right? Because since Enura does
Yeah.
coconut plantations,
Yeah.
you probably have that experience of the rural.
Well, not necessarily, but I did hear a story just yesterday, to be very honest, where my friend was gardening and his neighbor had come and made like a comment about, මේ දැන් නම් ඉතින් garden එක කැතයි නේ. මේ පඳුරු නේ හැමතැනම තියෙන්නේ. And he's like, Miss Ma'am, like, why are you commenting on my garden? Why are you first of all like peeking in through my wall, looking at my garden and being nasty about it? It also comes down to like boundaries. People have no inclination of other people's boundaries. People just don't care.
Yeah, so like my dad is into coconut plantations as well, right? And
Okay.
they have a lot of neighbors that
Yeah.
just jump into their plantations and steal coconuts.
Ah, that's very common. We're sidetracking a little bit, but
No, but we are not sidetracking because it's more or less the same thing, right?
it
You
is
reach into someone's mailbox and
male
get
and
mail. You go to someone's coconut plantation, take
and
the
steal
coconuts.
coconuts. So
Pretty much the same thing.
a while ago, one of his neighbors had come and threatened his manager slash caretaker because the gate to the estate was closed. Why?
Why?
Why? So this was during the day. Why? Because he had jumped in the night before to steal coconuts and he had left his knife and gone. So he was pissed off that we closed the gate of our own land because he could come back to take the knife after stealing everything. So Inara was like, you know what? Next time, why don't you leave a tray of tea and some biscuits so they can take those also, have a cup of tea, steal our coconuts and leave. So Sri Lankans, like,
That is
honestly,
nuts.
truly
So
a
what they-
different breed.
Yeah, what they do is they hire the local thug in the area
To-
for
to-
protection.
which is
it's like the mafia.
It is a mafia. It is a mafia, honestly.
crazy.
So, but
We can't do that to protect our mail though. What you can do is get a dog. You get a crazy dog.
but the
no
thing
one
is
will
this,
come.
like, then the poor mailman gets caught in the middle.
No, mailman just pushes it in, no? If
Listen,
someone
if somebody, also true. Me, I think like
we
if
had a very vicious dog. So we also had a bunch of, not that they were Snoopy, but we live in a very druggy area.
okay,
So we have a lot of drug dudes coming on and
Okay.
off to, scur the area and
Yeah.
see. So we had a Trada
Yeah.
dog. They were very vicious. So they knew they could never jump into the house.
House, yeah.
Neither could they threaten us and
Yeah,
whatnot
yeah.
because the dog would kill them.
okay,
So what they used, I think I told you this before. They used to leave poles and stuff with barbed wire around it as like a threat. Like if the dog bites us, we'll kill you kind of thing. Yeah, that was scary.
that's insane. I like
For full disclosure, we never let the dog out of the house, by the way.
Yeah, of
So
course.
now they are being threatened by the dog. That's inside the house.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think like for me, of course, if it was like a nosy auntie trying to like tell me things at this point in life, not before, I would definitely like give like a very scathing comeback because it's absurd. It's
That's a
completely
funny-
absurd.
There's a funny instance. So there was another druggy dude. So he kept knocking on our gate and then he said, "Let me clean out the front area of your house and you pay me something for it." And I was like, "No, I don't need, we don't need any clean." And I was the only one at home also that day, and doggy was also there. And now this guy is pestering. Like
Yeah.
he keeps saying, "Mama," I'm like, "Nah, pa, I don't want." And
Yeah.
I went in. Now even when I went in, he keeps banging on the gate, banging on the gate, banging on the gate. So I went back out, and then he was like, "Today's a poor day. If you do this, you give me something.
Yeah.
You will be blessed and all that." I said, "Don't worry about that. I'm Catholic. I'm anyway going to heaven." I closed the gate and went back in.
What do I say for statements like this? Please just let me know. Like this is.
I thought that was hilarious.
I also have a story that was kind of related to this, where so I do my little walks every day in the evening. Inra comes on these walks with me. Sometimes he doesn't. So there was a gentleman I met while doing my little walk, and he was like, so he asks, husband ko ayya daave natte, husband gedarada. And as a girl walking alone, I get extremely uncomfortable when people ask me these type of questions. And he's like, okay, ogolo kohedi inne, like where about it's a house and this. And so I gave like vague answers, only for him to follow it up with, oh mama ona gedara ona wadak karnawa, like garden එක clean karnawa, this and that. So he was looking for a job, but the way he was going about it made me feel so uncomfortable that for like the next 2 weeks I didn't end up walking down that road.
Yeah.
Because like people can get really pushy about things like that, and they like when you say no once, they should know that it's a no. Like people just cannot accept or respect the word no. Anyways, having said that, which one do you think, which neighbor would you prefer? I think they're both really annoying.
Yeah, I think they're both really annoying. I would go with the
Parker?
Parker. Yeah, I can do something about it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Because, like, I think the lady would honestly, like, just really piss me off.
Yeah, and the lady would keep coming, and there's nothing
Yeah.
unless you get a dog. You,
Unless I get a dog, yeah.
yes,
But,
then you
like,
can.
even then, I think to me, that's such a violation of my privacy that I would 100%, like you said, take the person parking in front of my house over anything else.
I think the dog idea is good. You can rip the person to pieces if they come into your house.
So, yeah. I mean, maybe Sheshan should not be allowed to have dogs. Because he's going to train them into being war machines, which is not what we need. So,
That's the whole point of a guard dog. You
is
keep
it to rip people apart?
Yeah.
Good. Do you have a dog right now?
No, one I had passed away, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry.
So we had two dogs. One got poisoned because, again, of the same reasons. And then
That
the second one
sucks.
died of old age. It was quite sad.
It is sad. I don't know why are you laughing. Are you just laughing through your pain? But anyways, if you guys have any neighbor stories, please feel
Hire
free.
me and the dog.
Oh, you're the dog. Sheshan is ready to guard dog your property for you. And cosplay being the dog. So let us know. Thank you for joining in. Please follow us on all our socials. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe. Leave all your comments about your crazy neighbors. Can't wait to hear your crazy stories as well. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.